Let's talk about the FMC now. The FMC examining the quality of farm commodities offered for trading on commodity bourses. It is also looking into the feasibility of adopting standard food safety measures for the traded agri contracts. The decision comes in the backdrop of the Food Safety and Standards Authority sealing 6 NCDEX accredited warehouses in Kerala last month following complaints of adulteration of black pepper stocks. The FMC has asked NCDEX to take up the matter with the state government and Food Safety Authority for early resolution on the sealing of the warehouses. Commissioner of Food Safety has also issued notice to NCDEX to ensure that the stock does not enter the markets yet. The stock in the warehouses last reported was about 8,000 tons of black pepper. To other commodities then, and the sugar prices have edged higher on slight improvement in the demand and on hopes that the weather will become warmer in the coming weeks. We also have seen cotton prices continue to rise for a second straight day on a likely rise in the export demand from neighbouring Bangladesh and Pakistan after remaining steady this week on buying by the state-run agencies. Exporters are getting good number of queries from Bangladesh and Pakistan. Fibre prices in local markets have steadied on buying by state-run Cotton Corporation of India, who had already purchased more than 1.3 million bales from the farmers at pre-agreed rates. The traders are expecting the government to buy additional 7 million bales, and that has been supportive for the prices there. In pulses then, the Chana futures were steady today, recovering due to short covering from an initial decline, though a drop in the local demand amid new season supplies and concerns over higher imports continue to weigh onto the sentiment. The arrivals from the new season crop have started from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra, while supplies from other destinations are expected in the coming days as well. To spices, where the turmeric futures rose as traders chose to cover short positions after a recent decline in prices, outweighing higher carry-forward stocks and expected fresh supplies as well. The Jeera futures also edged up today, supported by some overseas inquiries and local demand, though the expectations of higher output on increased area and conducive weather conditions weighed onto the sentiment. To pepper then, and the prices have risen, tracking cues from a firm spot market where the winter demand was strong and the lower stocks, but sluggish exports and estimates of higher output continue to weigh onto the prices, nearly 0.5% of a run-up on your screens there. Edible oil space, you saw soy oil and soybean futures rise today following gains in the world markets and on expectations that the government will raise the import duty on edible oils. Rapeseed futures declined due to higher area under cultivation and conducive weather in the key producing areas. We're just starting with you then, and what's your sense in the edible oil space? There also are those talks about the import duty going up. I mean, what's your sense? If that does come in, how much of an impact on prices would you see?
Manisha, I don't really know how much of an import duty structure will be brought in, but at the ground level I'm hearing rumors. I reiterate the word rumors here. 10% on crude palm oil and 20% on refined, bleached and deodorized category. Now, I think if any kind of an import duty is imposed on these prices, a similar percentage of gains will be seen in the commodity exchanges, maybe with a slight time lag, because our dependence on imported edible oils is very well known and established, and any kind of price fluctuation due to either currency or imposition of any tariffs will basically be adjusted by the market in a very short order. So my guess is, even though the rally in refined soya oil as well as crude palm oil is muted and delayed this year, the percentage returns which we saw in 2011-2012 may not really happen, but there is a possibility of an upside from present levels.
Vijay, what's your sense also coming in for wheat prices? Because continuous support into that space. Winter is a time when you see strong demand coming in. Do you think that's what's making its way into the prices?
Manisha, there's another factor, if you will permit me to speak on this. The government has announced the open market sales schemes to bulk buyers. And the prices are varying between 1,380 to 1,470, depending on which state you're buying the wheat from the market, from the government. And if you look at the April and May futures, wheat is currently trading at around those levels. So basically what is happening is the futures market is disproportionately priced. It's trading at or even marginally below the OMSS prices. And therefore I think there's a limited downside in wheat prices. If you were to look at April and May futures, I think the downside capability for prices to basically decline from here is less than 5%, whereas the possibility of going up is over 10%. So the risk reward reward ratio for a patient, deep-pocketed investor who can bear the mark-to-market in the interim is fairly skewed towards going on the long side, and a potential above-average return exists in wheat.
All right, so that's what you can expect in case of wheat prices, support coming in for that one, and the edible oil space as well.